This video is to show you how to uncrate the when the box arrives originally, what's in the box, and how to get ready to crate up the system. So first off, you take these 4 latches off. This door is relatively heavy, so make sure you hold on to it while you're doing it. You'll notice that on the inside of the door there's a board with a lip right up here. That goes into the lip that's right down here, and the door becomes a ramp for the laser. Now, inside the box we're sending a tool kit that has the tools necessary to crate the laser up, or to take the laser apart to get it ready to crate it up. We'll go into what's inside those later as we use them. The other thing that's inside the box is the top mass display holder and the crate for the arm. So in the toolbox, or the tools that we're sending, there is a straight blade screwdriver. And you use that to take off the lid to the arm box by sliding it in underneath these clips and prying outward. You'll want to have this ready for when you take the arm off. Inside of that box, there's a layer of heavy foam, 2 layers of heavy foam, and a place for the arm to go. As you can see, that there's cutouts for the individual weights to the arm and the arm itself. So let's talk about getting the arm off of the laser and the water drained. First, we're going to take the arm off the laser, and right up here you have your manual shutter. The manual shutter needs to be taken off with the 50,000th Allen wrench that we provided. It goes right in there. You undo, do it just a couple of turns and slide off the manual shutter knob. Okay, now that we have the arm off, we use the 9/64 Allen wrench that is in the set, and we take off the screws for this arm cap, and there's 3 of them. And if you're short like I am, you'll have to just feel for it. And once you get the 3rd one out, the arm cap comes off like that. To take the arm off, you want to take the 5/32, which is the biggest one on the bottom row, and there are 3 bolts for the arm. You want to take those off. Again, if you're short, you might want to get a little step stool to stand on. And there's a washer underneath these screws that is a specific size washer, so when you lift the arm off, you want to make sure that those washers get captured and that you get them and keep them with the other screws. You have to kind of turn the arm to get to the 3 individual screws as you rotate it around. And you'll see that on your 3rd screw that it kind of comes loose and goes to a little bit of an angle. It won't fall off there, so you don't have to get too nervous about that. Now, one of the things that would probably be a good idea to make it easier to lift off at this point would be to take the arm and fold it back up into its thing like that and set it about here. once you've got the screws out, I'm going to put your hand back here on this weight and over here and support this and just lift up on the arm. You want to take it over to a bench, set it down, turn this side up here like that. So once you got it sitting on a bench, you want to take the arm weights off. And that's the same Allen wrench that you took the little screws for the cap cover off with, 9/64, I think. So there's one screw that holds this arm weight on. Set that weight down. And then loosen the adjustment knob and slide the big weight off of the end of the arm. And then you're ready to put the arm in a box. Once you've got the arm weights off, there's a plastic bag that we've provided. And you basically want to take that, lift it up, put that plastic bag, slide it all the way on. It's just a dust cover. And then there's a little thin plastic bag as well. And what you want to do is thread that over the end of the arm, kind of like a drape would be, surgical drape, and then put the arm back in its thing, and then lift it up and bring it over here, and you can see that it goes in there in a specific way with the arm turret pointed that direction. And then you want to take the large weight and put the large weight in the hole provided for the large weight, and the small weight in the hole provided for the small weight. You can leave the screws in it. And then you take the two foam pieces and put them in. And then you center the crate lid, and you drop these on from the top side like that, and then press down on them, and they will snap into position. Now the arm box is shipped with the arm with the crate, but it's not going back inside the crate. So to drain the system, the first thing you have to do is take off the right side cover. The right side being, if you're standing back here at the handle, is this side, your right. The way that cover is removed is there's a socket head Allen screw, and you basically want to turn that in until you see the cover pop out on the side like that. And you've got to keep going until it pops both latches. And then you lift the cover down and lift it up and pull the side off. So now that you've got the side cover off, you want to take the plug out of the water reservoir. Set that up there. This is to allow air to run into the system while the water drains out. Get a container at least this large, maybe a little larger, small flat container. And then we send a drain hose that has a quick disconnect fitting on it, like this right here. And you can actually see a hose that actually goes right down to the bottom of the machine right there. It gives you a really good idea of where the drain is. And this quick disconnect snaps into that, and when it does, water will start to flow out immediately. And then what you want to do is turn the system on. And it has to go through its startup quite a ways before the pump comes on, but you'll hear the pump come on. And you want to do this a couple of times, turn it off, turn it back on, maybe 3 times. You want to give it plenty of time for the water that's up inside the tube and inside the RF amp to drain down and drain out of the system. The radiator for the system is right here. During this cold time of the year, it's very easy for the trucking companies to go through cold areas where the system could freeze, and it's very expensive to fix one that's frozen. So draining it out, making sure that it's really drained good is a good idea. If you have a way to blow air, like a small compressor or something, you can actually, hold your hand over right here and blow air into the reservoir, and that will help you get the system to drain out a little quicker. So to remove that quick disconnect hose, there's a button that you can feel with your fingers on the bottom of the fitting, and you push that button in, and while you push it in, you pull down, and that takes that drain hose off. It's actually not a bad idea to connect the drain hose up to the laser just as you roll it into the crate, just before it goes in the crate, and leave it plugged in during the time it's transporting. That way, as it jostles back and forth, it has time to drain, and what little water goes in the bottom of the crate won't hurt anything. So once you've gotten the water drained out and the hose disconnected, you want to put the reservoir cap back in and tighten the little wing nut until it sets in there tight. And then you want to put the side cover back on. Now before the side cover can snap back on, you have to undo the screw that pushed the latches in the first place. And so you want to take that counterclockwise, screw the screw out until it gets easy to turn. And then you've got some little tabs down here on the bottom of the cover. And there's 3 little tabs in the frame. And you slide those 3 little tabs into the 3 little tabs in the frame, push the cover up against it, and just lightly tap on it, and then the side cover's back on the system. So after you've taken the arm off of the laser, and you're ready to take the laser and put it in the crate, the laser's going to go in on an orientation like this. And one of the things you want to do is lock the front wheels. In their non-rotating position, which back the laser up and the wheels will go straight. When those pedals are straight out, it'll lock it. After that, the front wheels won't turn. Sometimes it's difficult when you go to roll the laser up the ramp, those wheels are turning. If it's not completely level, it'll want to go to one side or the other. So you want to make sure you lock those wheels first. Then, since the arm has been removed from the laser, there's a hole up here which dust and debris from rattling in the crate can get down into the optics of the laser. So we've provided a plastic bag inside the toolkit that can go over the top of the laser like that as a dust cover. I also think it's a good idea to put the bubble wrap, that'll be in the case as well. And then basically the laser goes in a crate like this. You want to center it on the ramp, and you don't want to get too big of a run at it because the laser can tip forward. So the easiest way to do it is to get it up against the self and put your foot right back here on the bottom side of the laser. Kind of tap your foot against it. You want to keep the energy you put to the laser low, because if you go too fast, you can tip the laser over forward. So once you get that in there, it's just a simple matter of rolling it straight into the crate. It does get tight on the foam as it goes in, and you just want to keep bumping it until it's all the way in. All the way in would be these back wheels are on the piece of wood that's underneath that's not part of the door, it's part of the crate. Once that's in there, you want to lock these wheel locks. You want to take the foot switch off. And now what you want to do is that this piece goes in. It's loose in the crate when you get it. Goes to stabilize the top of the mast. And it goes in between, on this very top edge, in between these two edges. And sometimes it's a little tight getting it in there. So it helps if you have somebody kind of pull one edge of the crate open. But once it's in, you slide it all the way in, and you can see that it's now putting pressure on the top of the mast of the laser to keep the laser from rocking in the crate. So one of the other things that we're putting in the crate for you is some of this foam right here. This goes in behind the laser. Basically you put it right in there against that foam on the side, fold it a little bit, let that one go in there like that, and then you go ahead and put the door on. So lift the door up, raise it up, put it on the, then you get the top ones in first. And sometimes, now once that foam's in there, sometimes it's a little stiff to get things back in. So it helps to have an extra person to push. The latches extend quite a way, so once you get it close enough for the latch, and do all the latches up, and you're ready to go.